My brothers, what's going on? I trust you're all doing well. Hope you're still remaining strong on your journeys and on your individual paths, that you're still remaining disciplined, still remaining focused, and that you have not been derailed by the enemy. All right. Just catching up with you guys to see how you're all doing, how you're all getting on. Yeah, it's been an interesting month so far, but yeah, just I'm just thankful, just being on this journey alone. Every day just feels like bliss. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like every day, despite the ups and the downs, every day just feels so blissful. I just have so much inner joy that I can't even explain. You know, that's the thing. When you're holding on to your energy, when you're holding on to your seed, you're holding on to your very life force itself. You are full of life. Okay, like that can't be underestimated enough. You are literally full of life. You have the capacity to bring forth life into this world by the power of your seed. Actually let that sink in. That's probably something that we don't really, trivialize. But yeah, like we are literally mini creators. Like we have the power to create life from our very seed, our very loins. That is a huge responsibility. That's mind blowing. How important our seed truly is. But yet we were coerced into wasting it, flushing it down the toilet, in a tissue, in a sock, on the ground. How tragic is that? How tragic. Man, society really screwed us over. Society really failed us. They really lied to us on the value of our seed. And I look back at the times where I was so, you know, caught up in my lustful tendencies, of pornography, masturbation, just wasting my seed endlessly, you know, like masturbating every day or every other day, and yeah, just draining myself. When I look back at that time, I just look back in disbelief because I literally had no idea how precious my seed really was. Now I look back in disgust at how frivolously I wasted my energy. You know, like I wasted my very life force, my essence. I didn't respect myself at all. You know, but bro, it's from where I'm at now on my individual, path of semen retention. I can't even fathom going back to the boy I used to be. That chronic masturbator. I can't go back to that. I can't go back to that because where I'm at in my journey, I am full of so much life, so much energy, so much abundance, so much joy that my brother, I can't even comprehend, you know, how how blissful it feels. That's the thing. When you hold on to your energy, you're full of so much life. And how would you not benefit from holding on to life itself? You are full of the generative ability to bring life into this earth. How will you not be benefited from this? Think about it. It's beautiful, so beautiful. I'll be honest, being on semen retention, it feels like I'm high. It's like I'm high on my own supply. It just feels euphoric. It literally feels like I'm on an everlasting drug. Okay, like I just feel so blissful. And I'll be honest, I haven't taken any drugs in my life, so I can't imagine how it is to be hooked on drugs or any type of drugs at all, because I never took part in that at all. But for the viewers that are watching who unfortunately went down a path of self-sabotage with drugs, when you had a hit, had that dopamine spike, where you had that high, where you'd feel good for a moment, and then after a while, you'll go through withdrawals, and you have to, continue your fix to maintain that high. The thing is that is fleeting, and that can go for any addiction that you mask your hurt and your trauma with to escape from the pain of your life, no matter what it is, if it's alcohol, if it's drugs, or whatever. When you use these things to mask your pain, these things will only make you feel good for a second or for a few minutes, but then your tolerance will start to wither to the point where you're going to need constant hits of this fake and false dopamine to make you feel blissful for just a fleeting moment, and that's the power of addiction. Like, it grips you so hard to the point where you become dependent on that very thing that is destroying you. It's destroying your life slowly, but yet you use it as a coping mechanism because can't you can't heal from whatever you've been through in your past, whether if it's childhood trauma or abuse or whatever it is. When you use these things to mask yourself, they never resolve the issue. So you have to get to the root issue of what you're going through. And for the example of lust, the spirit of lust and lustful behaviors, the PMO cycle, this, the fake dopamine that pornography and masturbation and orgasm gives you. For years, I used that as a coping mechanism, for my hurt and my pain and the childhood trauma that I endured, and for the things I didn't heal from, the bitterness, the anger, the deep-seated hatred and rage that was boiling from within that I didn't know how to process. I would use, you know, the power of lust was over me. So I would use pornography, go to the hub, rub one out, and I'd use that to cope, you know, to relieve myself of the stress and the frustration and the pent-up anger that was buried deep down that I didn't know how to deal with, you know? Yeah, that and video games was another vice of mine too, so I was just in a constant cycle of just releasing my energy and just playing video games nonstop. And that was incredibly unhealthy, because I didn't know how to process my emotions at that time, you know? Yeah, I was just a walking hollow man, with no life, no self-esteem, no future, no vision, just empty and dead inside, you know? And, I look back to the boy that I was, when I was frivolously just wasting my energy, just busting nuts left, right, and center, not actually cherishing the energy that was within me because I had no idea how precious it really was, you know. But I just thank God that I've now seen the other side of my addictions, and my addictions no longer have a hold on me. They've been broken for good by the power of Jesus Christ, and I give him all the glory. And he is the reason why, which I've mentioned before, that it's only the power of the Most High God, it's only the power of Jesus Christ that set me free from my addictions. And I give him all the praise every day of my life. And he is also the main reason why I just feel so blissful every day, because His Holy Spirit dwells within me. I feel so much joy, so much compassion, so much love, in my heart. And it just feels incredibly euphoric when you hold on to this sexual energy, this potent energy that is life itself. Once you hold on to it, once you just feel it, once you observe it, and when you don't react to the urges that come up, there's a certain level of euphoria that just flows throughout your entire body, you know? Like it just feels almost orgasmic, you know? It just feels better than any drug you could ever take. Like you are literally high. That's how you feel. You're just high on life, high on joy, high on happiness, high on optimism. Your optimism level is on 100%. No matter how your day is going, good or bad, highs or lows, that baseline level of happiness and joy and energy that emanates from within will never be shaken, and it can never be denied. And because you're holding on to life itself, you actually embody self-respect. That's what true self-respect is, when you're not abusing yourself sexually, when you're not gratifying yourself sexually, because it's inherently a very selfish act, you know, and doesn't represent the way God sees how we should participate in sex. You know what I mean? Sex within itself is a beautiful creation that God mandated between a man and a woman within the confines of marriage. So when you're indulging in the sexual sin, in the sexual perversion, it's giving you a false glimpse of the sex that God does not approve of. Because it's not true love, it's not true affection, it's not true passion. It's just fleshly perversion. But yeah, brothers, I just feel good. I just want to just come on here and share that with you. Brothers, the longer you go on this journey, the more fuller of life you'll become. You become so much more full of joy, full of peace, full of happiness, just random happiness, you know? Sometimes I'm just there smiling, walking down the street smiling, because I'm just so happy that I have my energy. I have such an abundance of energy and vitality and youthfulness and vigor and strength. And it feels good. It feels so good, you know? And, as I approach almost 6 years on my semen retention journey, which will be in February next year, I kind of, lost counting the days, but I just, I just know like the last time that I masturbated was in February of 2020. So I just use that as a measuring stick of where I am in my journey. So I sort of like lost count of the days, but yeah, I'm starting to count the years now. That's how far I'm at, to be honest. But yeah, February next year will be 6 years on my semen retention journey. Like the last time I watched pornography, the last time I've masturbated, and it's only, the glory of God that has brought me this far. So I give Him all the praise. But yeah, trust me, the inner happiness and the joy that you experience on this journey, it cannot be understated. Once you find out for yourself, no matter where you are on your journey, you will just realize how much your mood and your emotions will start to change. Because once you hold on to life, you just become so much more optimistic and positive. And it shows in your very demeanor, it shows in your countenance, it shows in your body language. And that's where the respect comes from. You have to wonder why, when you're on this journey, you start to receive random respect from people, because you are now carrying yourself with so much self-respect that it just starts to emanate. People see your glow. People see the light that is shining within you, and it's attractive. So, brothers, this tool of semen retention is so powerful, man. It will really change the trajectory of your life. It's literally like you're just walking um, on like you're on drugs. Honestly, like, it just feels so euphoric, like you're on a high, and I love this feeling. So I really hope wherever you are on your journey that you are also experiencing this too, and you know that I am not lying, but I'm actually speaking from my heart, and I'm speaking the truth, speaking from my own experience as someone that has been on this journey for a consecutive amount of time on an unbroken street. Okay, I'm speaking from my heart here. So I really hope that you receive this wholeheartedly. I really hope this touches you, and I really hope that God blesses you as you watch this. That he will touch you. That He will come to you at the point of your need. That He will reveal Himself to you. That you will approach Him, and that your prayers will be answered. The secret desires of your heart will be answered. I really pray that for you, and I pray that God will bless you and your family. I pray that God will bless you on your journey as you do the best to walk on this path of obedience and sexual purity. Because, brother, this is the best path to be on. Once you have God in your life, and once you are on semen retention, that's all you will ever need. And after that, all the doors in your life will start to open once again. All right. So, brothers, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you all. All right. But for now, take care, stay strong, stay hard, and peace out.